in consideration of international concern for the spread of the pandemic popularly known as coronavirus, which has hit the world with violent ferocity, killing hundreds of thousands of people across the globe. The Nigerian government answered the call of the World Health Organization, WHO, when the body considered the dreaded disease as an international emergency concern, like any other country across the globe. The Nigeria sometimes in March 2020 quickly put in place a committee known as Presidential Task Force, headed by Secretary of the Government of the Federation, Mr. Bafarawa. From then on, the task force has been doing what it's supposed to be doing, based on terms of reference the government has mandated it to work on. It should, however, be remembered that mainly the committee works on collaboration with other agencies established to also fight the disease. The committee is supposed to order for basic health measures bordering on hygiene, washing of hands, wearing of face masks, social distancing, closure of schools, including tertiary institutions, airport, and a host of other measures. Indeed, the task force still deals mainly with such measures. But come to think of that, with the period under review, which is about 9 months period now, not even up to 1 year, a whopping sum of 3.5 billion naira is said to be spent. This without funding for research or other related efforts on drugs purchase or drug research funding of the manufacturers. It should be also noted that more and more funding or expenditure from the various tiers of government and from some international organizations are readily being solicited and awaited in order to pump into the coronavirus project. It seems that the project is becoming serious economic loss, and that it seems also that Nigerian government is clearly oblivious of the fact that this venture is becoming lucrative for some people. Considering the facts and the figures of the ground, the coronavirus issues and other similar related diseases, which are generally considered pandemic or endemic, as the case may be, are getting more attention in African countries and in Nigeria in particular, because of their international outlook or concern, in order to create the political impression to the international community that Nigeria is committed to such a cause. Considering the attention of the Nigeria is given to the issue of COVID-19, is to say the least, getting out of proportion to the extent that other important key areas of socio-economic and development and prosperity are related to the background. Even the challenges being posed by our educational system, economic and agricultural activities, as well as, most importantly, security of our country, are being severely affected. It appears that the main focus of the federal government is completely shifted to the issue of coronavirus, not to minding the insecurity issue which is affecting the country for close to a decade now. It should be noted that I'm not underplaying the effect of the pandemic across the world in general, and in Nigeria in particular. It may not be logical to say that coronavirus effect is not disturbing, but it's plausible in far to the security of lives and properties of the people of Nigeria do not matter much in comparison to the attention that is being given to the COVID-19. It's everybody's guess that every aspect of human lives or activities will be completely paralyzed. It has against the backdrop of this unprecedented development in the country that I have a course late last year to lead a team of concern and well-meaning Nigerians to visit Honorable Speaker at the House of Representatives in order to express our deep concern over the security situation of the country and seek for the concern over the payment of compensation to the victim of this utterance. I presented a document to him with contents the needed data of nearly all the victims or the people affected to facilitate of not only Boko Haram, but also the victims of banditry and kidnapping, which took place across the entire northern part of the country. During the meeting, I had a genuine cause to draw the attention of the Honorable Speaker that there is alarming real of killing the destruction of properties, and that without adequate security, there will not be peace, and without peace, there will not be any development. We should make it clear to ourselves that as we are addressing this press conference, there are hundreds of thousands of people who are not living within their ancestral domain. They have left their homes, their farmlands, their livestock, for those who are lucky to have some left. Many of their livestock have been stolen, marauded, or wrestled away from the bandits or insurgents. It is therefore supposed to be our collective responsibility to make it known to the government so that most strict measures are put in place to curb the menace of this insecurity is causing to our social existence. We should be pragmatic in ensuring that the issue is taken with serious and it deserves so that Nigerians will not collapse under our care. A situation where scores of people could be slaughtered like animals and the most barbaric manner certainly calls for some people, especially the government, to do something about it. The recent killing of brutally is naked from in Borno State certainly caused in sober reflection and mourning. The security of lives and properties is supreme the world over. The government of Nigeria should prepare a place security matter on state emergency, just like what the World Health Organization did to coronavirus in 2019, when the effect was being felt across the world. It's my advice to the federal government should pay more attention to the issue of security in the country and the north in particular, instead of emphasizing and spending huge sum of money in coronavirus. It is recently projected that more than 400 million naira is needed to by the task force committee to acquire the newly discovered COVID-19 vaccine, despite the said 3.5 billion naira that was spent on only measures to mitigate the spread of the virus in the country. Should this trend be allowed to continue, we will have a situation where the lives and properties of Nigeria are being made less valuable, which is never more disturbing. We should bear in mind that so far only approximately about 2,000 people are said to have died from 2019 to date since the said virus was said to be here in Nigeria. The threats and acts of armed banditry, cattle rustling, kidnapping, and other forms of arson being perpetrated in our region and in Nigeria in general is to say that at the least taken and unnecessary dimension to the level that the same society will watch and perhaps wrap up everything in the hands of government. Every one of us, as members of the society, should bear in mind that while the government does what is supposed to be doing, we should also be to contribute our own quota towards achieving the desired goals of ridding our society to this act of barbarism. We should also resolve that we could use any legitimate measures through interaction in forms of meeting, workshops, seminars, conferences, and any other means possible to identify areas which most regrettably border on security issues, and search out the government or its agencies for the purpose of generating ideas on how best the government could bring to an end of these atrocities, more ways of achieving the needed result could be created and channeled to the appropriate authority for taking immediate measures. Like Britain, which has seen the emergence of another strain of variant of coronavirus, and its order to shut the doors for entry in its country in order to curtail the spread of the disease, the Nigerian government should as well also put more measures in place in order to deal with these two phenomena, coronavirus and insecurity, with a lot of seriousness and committed they deserve. Another area of great concern which the government has to ensure that it deals with is the issue of sensitizing and inspire great campaign so that in the event that the said vaccine are acquired, with large sum of that money, they are not wasted. For example, from traditional points of view, and judging from the nature of Nigerians, especially some of our largely illiterate society, they hardly becomes receptive to new introduced medical reserve or drugs. In the first place, there is a large segment of Nigerian society which does not even believe the disease is safe, it's a reality, or it exists in the first place. There are some of the issues that the federal government should pay more attention so that the exercise becomes fruitful and successful. I will further advise to suggest that the government continues to do the best under circumstances which are essentially between life and death. More resources should be channeled to the issue of security so that our country will continue to be more and more secured for greater prosperity and higher sense of belonging and direction within the community of nations. In conclusion, I use this opportunity to appeal to Mr. President as a matter of urgency to show great concern to the issue of security so that Nigerians will begin to have needed peace of mind of hoping to start the experience growth of the prosperity in the country. Thank you and God bless.